I was diagnosed with cervical cancer in 2015. I just had my third child and went for my first annual Pap checkup, and they found irregular cells. Having a cancer diagnosis at the age of 35 definitely was life-changing. The first night I found out, and I didn't know how far along I was or if, I was going to live. My daughter slept with me all night, and I held her. She was only 3, and she was my rock. She was there for me, and I could feel it just in our hugs and our snuggles. It was really scary, but luckily to find out it was caught early. So I was able to have a radical hysterectomy and no radiation or chemotherapy, and I was on my way. I felt driven to help others, and I felt driven to be involved and to do as much as I could for awareness and support for others with cervical cancer. The Crawford crew has actually been quite a blessing in my life.
The Crawford crew is really a great organization. They do multiple things and do fundraising both for cervical cancer research, which we need to improve cervical cancer treatment, but they also support the cervical cancer patients who may need help with transportation or other things as they go through their treatment or after treatment to recover from their disease.
The money that we do raise goes right to the James and Solove research to help find cures. And also we do community outreach so that people are educated, in particular about cervical cancer. Most people don't realize that cervical cancer can be prevented with vaccines.
In the United States, cervical cancer is becoming a more rare disease. Over 13,000 women will be diagnosed with cervical cancer each year. Over 4,000 will die from cervical cancer each year. HPV vaccines are over 97% effective if you give it to people who have not been exposed to HPV. And they don't just prevent cervical cancer, but also other HPV-related diseases.
The Crawford crew has significantly increased the amount of education that's available. The community certainly knows what's available to help prevent cervical cancer. What can we do to help fight it once it happens? It's really inspiring to see more and more survivors. We can beat this cancer.
Diane has been my patient probably for 25 years. Diagnosed her cervical cancer in 2009 and referred her to the James where she had curative treatment. And after her recovery, but not much after her recovery, she asked to have a meeting with me, and she said, "I want to start a charity."
She's so passionate about her initiative to help support a cure and research for cancer. I was like, well, how can I not participate with Diane?
She's selfless, and I think the people that are involved with the Crawford crew are selfless and just give their all into finding a cure for cancer.
The Crawford crew goes to a variety of schools and helps educate kids, teachers, families about the importance of the HPV vaccine.
They'll go to college campuses and have meet and greets and hand out pamphlets to kids.
One of the organizations they support is called Hope Hollow.
Hope Hollow provides lodging, meals, transportation costs, and emotional support at no cost to cancer patients and their loved ones who are traveling away from home.
The Crawford crew has been a tremendous support to Hope Hollow. They have donated monies to Hope Hollow to be directed toward our patients and families who are dealing with OB/GYN cancers. The Crawford crew has started a youth board of young people who are working for the cause.
They held a 5K race here in Westerville over the summer and raised money that they then donated themselves to Hope Hollow.
The Crawford crew reaches out to the community in many different ways. We did a Paint the Ville teal in downtown Westerville, and that was very exciting. We were able to put up a banner for the Crawford crew, and we put teal ribbons on all the trees in downtown Westerville and left brochures and pamphlets in nearby businesses. They offer so many volunteer opportunities and fun events.
I love the Raise a Record event. I know Diane is a very enthusiastic tennis player and a very excellent tennis player. And so what she has put together for people as part of this event is tennis clinics, which are very intense and we work hard.
People get to play tennis with the pros, which is awesome. There's bands there.
A fun auction, dinner, events, dancing.
Some of the doctors from the James speak there.
There's survivors, there's children volunteers, there's adult volunteers.
Super cool to see kids start to understand what that feels like, instilling that sense of service for the next generation. Diane doesn't want me to tell you that it's because of Diane, but it's because of Diane.
The collaboration that we've been able to share with Di and the Crawford crew has certainly been a wonderful relationship.
It's a real sense of paying it forward.
It feels good to help other people. For me, it feels really good to help the Crawford crew.
You can volunteer, you can sponsor Raise a Racket, you can just donate, you can be on the board.
Come join us. We are here to serve, and this is a really fun way of serving with a really awesome group of people.
My advice for someone going through a diagnosis is reach out to Diane, reach out to the foundation. It's going to be okay, and it's going to make you a stronger person.